Huh. Huh, like how many stages in a row were sufficient? Like even Brock through Koga was fine. And then after Blaine, it was like there were only like there was only like one bad stage the rest of the way. Did they find it? Did someone actually find the Panel de Pon 64 prototype? Hold up. Hold up. This is supposedly the unreleased prototype of Panel de Pon 64. This is what supposedly got turned into Pokemon Puzzle League. So I am like really I'm like made really curious about what this is about. Hey Buster, how's it going? So I'm gonna take a look at this and we can take a look at this together and make sure what in the world this is about. Alright, what are we looking at? Yeah, I'm not subbed to Wolf, but he's funny enough sometimes. Let's see, what are we looking at here? Alright, crummy intro, get out of the way.
Alright guys, so as you can see by the title, this is Panel de Pon 64. It's a game that wasn't released in the United States or in Japan. And it has a nice history.
Nintendo Software Technology is the company, is the subsidiary that did develop Pokemon Puzzle League.
And what these labels or the stickers all mean. This is basically a prototype. And the reason why it's a prototype, it gets used to dump games to either try them out, look for bugs, develop them even more, or maybe to give them to reviewers to check out and see what they are all about. Usually when you are getting this prototype with a better label,
that's a
and
weird
given to you as a review copy, the label will look better.
That's a weird paint job.
It will look more appealing to the eye if it has a better label. If you have a test card or a card that is for development, it usually looks sloppy like this. It is not really meant for people to see it, so it would have things like this label. They will write down different names because technically you could use these things. You can test the game, empty them out, and then put another game in. So you didn't want to put any labels in there because you just kind of want to write
kind
over
of
and do whatever you need to
cartridge
do.
shell used for the
case
wide
of this
boy?
One, the game that's in it, of course, is Panel de Pon 64. This one is a little bit different. From the ones I've seen, it has this Nintendo with the Vice President of Engineering's name in there, which is a little different from what I've seen. The NUS in here, it actually means the Nintendo Ultra 64, which was the name that was given to the N64 before it was produced.
The Ultra 64 was the developmental name for it.
Nintendo Ultra 64. The actual numbers with letters in here, it actually is this basically the type of board that is being used. The 256 and 256K is basically memory and all that fun stuff. Property of Nintendo. It also has some seals on each side. They haven't been broken, so that's kind of cool. And then in the back, it also has this, I would say, a serial number.
Sure looks like a serial number.
What is basically the serial number for the card. The way, again, that we talked about, that you can tell that this is beta. In beta, you will see when I show it in the video, you will see like a little corner that will say beta, and that way you know that that is what it is.
I'm probably gonna put this on YouTube later if you guys can't
show you exactly what the game looks like.
Watch live.
A very interesting story about how this game came about.
Kind of interesting.
Came of this, and it's
actually
a very cool story. So make sure you stick it around, and we can look at it after I show you the video. or I guess as you can see, it says pre-beta there, version 79. I'm assuming that
Pre-beta.
the beta is just because it's an initial title or a working title. It says I'm assuming Panel de Pon 64.
I wonder if there are any promotional materials with that logo.
Or show you a couple of things of the
I wonder.
That it has. I'm assuming this is one player. Again,
You have to imagine someone's going to dump this cartridge at some point, right?
Person, I guess. And then you can play it in 2D or 3D. We're gonna try 2D first, and then we'll do 3D. This is what 2D looks like. And again, I've never played puzzle games, so I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm assuming that you gotta try to put things
I can't remember if
I just don't know how
Endless Mode has the same timer bug
but like I said, your typical
on NPC as
Pokemon Puzzle League basically looks the same.
Versus Com. So I'm finding myself focusing on the timer.
If you are into this type of game, I'm sure you will enjoy it. I am not the type that plays these games. I have no idea what I'm doing.
And
but that's basically what it looks like.
I'm trying to detect
that's the 2D version. What I'm going
whether the timer makes sense for what we know about
3D version.
the GameCube version. And that's just my stream. That's got nothing to do with you. That's just my internet being funky as usual.
3D, so you can see that.
Like a lot of the graphics look the same.
This would probably be the one I would play. I like kind of like the whole turning.
It's mildly interesting that this does seem to use the same
Again, excuse me, I don't
splash screen as the Super Famicom version.
Very cool. Very cool to be
And it mostly goes into the same intro as on the
and
GameCube
have it
version.
here with all these options, and it's mostly, it looks pretty complete. I haven't tried the whole thing, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm doing everything correctly.
That goes without saying. I'm not even sure why it was said.
It is pretty awesome. I'm gonna switch over to, I think, the story mode, so you can see that. Actually, I gotta go back a little bit.
Yeah, if this is real, it is interesting to see how much of this was retained.
For the story mode, we will see. No, that's not it. Let me go back.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see story mode.
Maybe
I
this.
kind of want to see story mode.
We'll see.
S hard, V hard, that's right.
Yep, so this is the story mode.
I guess if you're going to put this on a compilation, depending on deadlines,
Like
I
I
actually
said,
wouldn't
pretty
try to
cool
change
there's a
too
working
much.
title, that it has all these options that you can play. I'm going to press A and hopefully just skips it. But if not,
Because
it'll
yeah,
probably take me
so
to the
far,
menu, so hopefully it doesn't do that.
this
but
all
we'll
looks
see.
to be on the
I press A. I'll just
GameCube
take my
version.
time. I guess we can speed it up, which is good.
This looks identical.
That's cool.
Sure, our resident translators could look at the script and see if that's changed at all. That's not something I really paid attention to before. I mean, I'm willing to buy that Intelligent Systems could have possibly put this, done this on the
And I am
N64.
And we're not gonna stay here to watch me lose.
Okay, so we got some debug
This
figures
is it.
here. It looks
I
like
want you guys to get an idea what we're playing. very cool, very happy, very excited to pick this up. So we'll go back and we'll
So
talk
it looks
about
like
the actual
score.
game a little bit more now.
And I don't know.
So as I said, this is Panel de Pon 64. This was supposed to be a follow-up to Panel de Pon for the Super Nintendo. The reason why you don't remember Panel de Pon for the Super Nintendo is because they had turned it into Tetris Attack to make it seem more appealing to the American audience.
It's been kind of common knowledge among the community at this point that Panel de Pon 64 was canceled. But it wasn't until recently that
Mario was in it too.
there was any hard evidence of a prototype.
Made it more Americanized so people can buy it in, of course.
Took a dump of
this was supposed to be
Ocarina of Time Master Quest to find the
actually done in 1999. Nobody ever saw it. It
game
never came out
code
either
that
in
was
Japan
assigned
or it
to
never came out in the United
PDP
States. So
64.
this game was never seen, especially with the title screen being, Panel de Pon 64. What happened was that game turned into Pokemon Puzzle League. Again, all graphics were
Right.
replaced,
It was
and,
Nintendo
Pokemon
software
characters were placed
technology.
instead, just to make it again.
Think of
more
America that
interesting. I'm not sure why it never
took-
came out as the game Panel de
Took the
Pon
game engine and
in the United States. So basically, the
transformed
only
it.
version that
It was a
came out as
Nintendo
puzzle game
subsidiary.
was the Pokemon Puzzle League. Very interesting and extremely excited and happy that I was able to find something like this. I have looked everywhere, and from what I can see, this has never come out anywhere for the N64, or nobody has ever seen it. I will try to leave some links down
People have
below
been looking.
so you can get to see what
People definitely
are
been
saying
looking.
and what they were thinking. I need to give a big shout out to Lucky Anime Collector. He was very helpful. He kind of guided me along and kind of told me exactly what this was, and I took it from there. So thank you to him. Make sure to check out his link down below. He's an awesome guy, awesome collector. Picks up some crazy stuff. To make sure you check him out. One thing that I also should say about this is that in 2003, the GameCube threw out like a Nintendo puzzle collection in which some people say this game was in there. This is obviously only a Japan
Some people
version,
say,
so
well,
I
if you've been
never
watching
played it, so I don't know
this
if it
channel,
ever
then you
came
know.
out. So
You know what
people
that's
are
about.
saying that is still out there. I'm also trying to decide what am I going to do with the game. I don't know if I should be dumping it into a ROM and letting everybody play it if they want to. I'm just kind of scared of kind of trying to do that and kind of messing up the game that's in it right now. Since I believe it has never been seen, I want to make sure that it doesn't get damaged in any way. Like I said, this is a flashcard. I don't know how they react to
this person's
I'm assuming
someone in the
beta version that you can play
someone that knows what they're doing with dumping cartridges has to have reached out to this person.
If you guys have any ideas, if you guys know,
They're going to reach out to this person really soon.
Idea what to do with it, let me know.
And
like I said, it's
figure out how to dump it.
Very unique and something
maybe
that I would
maybe
never
people
think I would ever
with the
get
cutting
again.
room
Nothing
floor
this rare,
also
especially
be
for a game that was
interested.
Unreleased and unpublished. It's just kind of amazing for me to be able to find this in a corner of Massachusetts, and it's just
This is
extremely exciting.
kind of a
Don't forget
holy
to
grail
like
in
and
the puzzling
subscribe.
community, not
You
gonna
can
lie.
also check out my Instagram.
It's always been
opened one
rumored
up
that
not too
this
long
thing
ago.
existed.
I will kind of show you some snippets of what I
But,
found during the week, and then at the end of the
it's
week,
been-
obviously
that
still do the videos
took
as we
this
usually
long
do.
to
Again, thank you
find
all for
something
watching.
concrete.
Thank you all for sticking around. I know the presentation is not the greatest, but we just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what I found and give you a little bit more in-depth information about it. Again, thank you all, and again, we'll talk to you all next week.
I like the touch that oh, is there more?
Later.
I like the touch that there was more that the game was played on the Pikachu N64. Which was really interesting. Alright, right, you found the link. So you can check that out on your own time. If you would like to see the video where I found the prototype, there's a supplement.
This was a Facebook deal. Just paid $6 for 007 RGR4 Classic, Capcom Classic
I
Collection,
wonder.
and Battlefront 2. Later. So this was an offer deal. The guy was this. He also had Kirby, but he had
Let's
kind of
see.
pending sale for it, and I didn't want to go over the person that bought it. I know I could have gotten it if I offered him 30, but I decided not to because I don't want the same thing to happen to me. So at the end of the day, I picked up Tom and Jerry for $20, which is at $100.
Let's see. Let's see
And
where
then
this is
I can
found.
just keep the pickup of the week.
The ultimate pickup of the week. Kind of a thing on this guy's channel, apparently. So corny.
How you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. You can put it here.
How was
I'll give you
this?
that money so you can count.
How is this found?
You feel free to look over stuff. So it's kind of for me, please.
Really?
It's very interesting. You know where the card came from or anything like this, or this
Yeah, no, a friend of mine's dad was a video game designer.
That is so cool, right?
Yeah, and it's just like a block matching
That was a
game.
game
It's just
designer?
like columns basically, but it's
Oh, cool.
yeah.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right.
Huh.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
It's funny how these rare oddities come up.
Craigslist deal. The guy posted this. It's been sitting for 2 hours. I paid $200.
$200 for all that?
I like to play, like I say. Perfect Dark, Star Fox, Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Yoshi's Story, and the N64 does have the expansion.
That's not
but
bad
the reason
for
why I decided
just
to
for
pay $200.
the normal stuff in that box.
It's gotta be a
But that,
prototype
oof.
64 game. He said it's something like columns. I've never seen anything like this. Well, I have seen it, but I never seen it in person. And
That's
for me
huh.
to be able to get this, it's just an amazing, amazing thing for me. And one thing that the most unique thing that I have in my collection. This definitely.
That would be the most unique thing in just about anyone's collection.
Later. So, the pickup of the week was this N64 prototype. It looks like somebody colored it yellow for some reason. It's still sealed on the side, so it's still
Interesting.
the warranty still not voided. It does say property of Nintendo.
All right, I want to take a look at that ad posting again. See if there are any details about it. A Craigslist ad from Western Massachusetts. Huh. That is something else. Alright, let's go back to the previous video. By the way, this is the person that more or less found it. Wonder if I guess there's no other video detailing this, but is this person just knew something about it? Anyway, let's go back to this. There was a question about the AI in the game, see if it was working.
Here we go. And I guess then you play against other people. And I am playing against a computer. And we're not gonna stay here to watch me lose.
I mean, this is easy mode.
But this is it.
This is more or less how
to get an idea of what we play.
easy mode
Very cool,
plays.
very happy, very excited to pick this up. So we'll go back and we'll talk about the actual game a little bit more now.
Just
So
really
as I said,
slow.
this is Panel de
Really
Pon
slow.
64.
Whew! Well, that's a lot to take in, but there's still a lot to absorb still about this, because there gotta be people swarming around this to figure out what what this thing is, see if it's real, because if it is real, it is quite amazing. Wow. Just wow. Like there was no guarantee that this thing existed, but there were always rumors that it might have existed within the puzzly community. And I think we have all the evidence in the world suggesting that, yeah, now this is a real thing. And people are definitely going to want to try and dump the cartridge for the sake of preservation and just figure out more about how this came about. Well, there's certainly some good stuff learned here, but there's still more to figure out about this thing. So I guess we'll find out about it later in the coming days or weeks. We'll find out more about exactly what this thing is then.